Hello, everyone, and welcome in. Hope everyone is doing well. Positive healing vibes to all the subscribers, the viewers, and the world out there. Today, we are going to look into what's coming in for the month of April. Now, April is going to be a very intense month energetically. Not only do we have Mercury retrograde starting on April 1st, we also have a full moon solar eclipse on April 8th, which everyone is talking about. Things may feel challenging, things may feel tense, things may feel a little bit chaotic, maybe even a little bit confusing. I challenge you through this energy, if you feel any tension, if you feel any anxiety, worry, or fear, try and breathe through that. Allow those emotions to just move through you, okay? Ground yourself in the now and just allow things to transpire, allow things to take place, accepting everything that comes at you through this energy. With the knowing and the intention that action is going to be taken in the right direction as soon as the energy shifts. So let's dive right into Pisces energy for April going into May. See what comes out for you through this energy. Most important message here for Pisces Spirit. What do my Piscean friends need to know? What do they need to see through this upcoming energy? Please and thank you. Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles with the Six of Cups. So we'll see how this plays out into the reading, but I definitely feel here, Pisces, that you're focused on yourself, self-care, the Queen of Pentacles, building up yourself, building up a solid foundation. The Nine of Pentacles tells me work-related, business-related, focusing on your money. The Six of Cups has me curious. Is this you going back to your past, or is this you reflecting on your past? We'll see how that plays out into the reading. We have the Queen of Wands, Ten of Wands, Two of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, Vortex, which is Tower energy. The World, sorry. Vortex is Devil energy. Temptation, and we have the 15. And then we have the Tower, which is Destruction. I definitely feel here, Pisces, there is an energy of maybe a destructive behavior pattern or some sort of destructive relationship for some of you. There was something here that was very destructive from your past, caused a lot of heartache, caused a lot of turmoil. And even though I do feel like the lesson has been learned, the message has been received, I feel like you maybe have a tendency to isolate yourself, okay? Especially if this was having to do with like a destructive behavior pattern. Let's say like an addiction, for an example. And you're trying to protect yourself from going back to old lifestyles, but the only friends that you have are the people that you enjoyed those behaviorisms with. Well, that's one reason why NA meetings and AA meetings are so effective. It's because it helps you to build a foundation. It helps you to build a support system. So you have those solid friendships that are going to help support you through challenging times, through times where you may want to go back to old behavior patterns. Okay. Now, if this is having to do with a relationship, It's the same thing. When you detach from something so disruptive in your life and causing so many destructive things to culminate, to come to a close, when you allow that behaviorism or a relationship to play out for so long, and then you detach from that, you can't just go cold turkey and like isolate yourself from the world. You need to have a support system. You need to have those friends and those family members that know what you're going through, so you can have the support you need to make it out of those situations. I don't know anybody in my life who has successfully made it out of a domestic violence situation with some sort of help or support. And the same thing with an addiction. I don't know anybody on this planet who has successfully completed and gone through the process of releasing an addiction or toxic behavior patterns such as gambling, anything along those lines, without support. So I definitely feel like that is a good place to start. I feel like there's a need to kind of find a solid support system at this time, Pisces, to help you through this change and through this transition. Now, the Queen of Wands, I feel like this is you trying to have control over everything by blocking everything out. But this is putting you in a very dark space. Why is that? Because you're having to sit with yourself, you're having to sit with your emotions, and you're having to reflect on all of that while in the process of this change. So then, it's like all these things coming down at once. Eventually, anybody would go back to what they did before. And so just being mindful and aware that this is the process. It's like the cycle of abuse or cycle of addiction. You can look all of those things up online. They have statistics proving each one of those. And successfully, people don't make it out of those circumstances without help. Okay? So if that's resonating for you, don't be afraid to reach out. Even if you have a family, even if you have kids or something and you're afraid that by you reaching out to somebody it's going to affect. It doesn't really affect it because they look at it like you're trying to get help. And in fact, they have places, especially if this has to do with an addiction, they have places where mothers and children get to stay together. As long as you're actively and honestly working through that process. The main challenge right now, Pisces, is you're isolating yourself and closing yourself off. And I understand completely why, especially if this is resonating for you. But that's not the healthiest way to go about it. You need to find healthy support systems. Go to church. If that's resonating for you, reach out to support groups. Whatever is resonating for you, whether it's NA, maybe it's AA, maybe it's gambling, whatever the case may be, find those people, those like-minded individuals to relate to. Let's clarify this Two of Swords energy for Pisces. See, Pisces, you're going through a process of healing, finding a balance, restabilizing your energy. Feel like there are going to be a lot of blessings that are going to come into your life, but you're going to have to really find that internal balance within. So lean into the practical things. Make a plan and stick with it. Because I do feel like if you think about it, you have a select few that would be good support and would help you find more support. You just have to be open to asking for help and also being open to receiving it. the most biggest part of the challenge that I see here, Pisces, is you closing yourself off and being back and forth whether this was the right decision or not. And this isn't going to be easy. It's not going to be an easy process releasing something that's toxic out of our life. We have this response system in our brain that keeps us trapped in those comfort zones. That's what we'll call them. And so in order to step out of your comfort zone, you have to challenge yourself. And it's not going to be easy. Let's clarify this Tower energy. You have to make the determination, Pisces, and be determined every day. And it is a 1 day, a 1 step at a time process. Sometimes it's even a 1 second, a 1 minute at a time process. You have to have that determination within yourself that you're not going to look back. Nobody else can do that for you. This is why a lot of people that are involved in church and that affiliation with knowing God and loving God, they consider these acts brought on by demons, especially extremists, guys. And I'm not saying I believe that, but we do see the devil energy in tarot. Why is that? It's like the 7 deadly sins. You know, overcoming demons in our lives aren't easy. It's a challenging process. The reason why is because we have to be ready. Because we're going to be fighting off the demons in our lives, period, point blank, every day. We have to have the strength to be able to do it on our own. Coming up with a plan will help you. Understanding that you have the strength and the backing, the spiritual backing. If you don't believe in a higher power, lean into collective consciousness, lean into universe, look into quantum physics. There is something else out there besides just us. So Pisces, your advice, guidance moving forward here through this energy. We have the world, the high priest, which is the Hierophant. The Hierophant, and the 3 of Swords. Thank you guys again for all the love and support. For information on rituals, for ritual kits, for personal readings, it's all linked below in the description box. And if you found the message was helpful, if it's resonating for you, you can give it a thumbs up or comment below how it was helpful, how it was resonating. You never know how your story could help another person. Pisces, the world, okay? The lesson has been learned. The cycle is complete. The message has been received. It's time to move forward. I definitely feel like there is a higher calling for you than this, but you have to make it through the murky waters in order to get there. Tap into that higher sense of self when you need help, when you need guidance, when you need direction. I also feel like there's been a lot of betrayal, and it's hard to trust people through that. We can't close ourselves off to the world. We have to still be open to new experiences. But it is okay to be open with caution, with the understanding not everybody is out to harm us. Focusing on your healing is going to help you, and leaning into that self-care routine. Pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. You need to take some time to honor and acknowledge who you are and what your soul has accomplished with your life this far. You should look at your past soul choices and be mindful of how, through your positive actions, compassion, and understanding, you have made a better life for yourself and for others. How have you changed the world in some little way? How have you shared insights with others? Reflect on what you have mastered. You should never underappreciate or underestimate yourself or your accomplishments. Now is the time for you to remember how brave you have been throughout your journey. Celebration required. Humans tend to spend too much time of their energy on negative emotions or what they have not done. This card signifies that you should take rightful ownership of who you are and how you have shared your unique light with the world. It may also be a perfect time for you to look around. Acknowledge those souls who have also accomplished many great things and who need to be reminded of that. Pisces, it's a beautiful energy. I definitely feel here the main reason why a lot of people are stuck in these toxic behavior patterns, these behavior pattern loops, if you will. It's a coping mechanism. It's a coping mechanism that we have learned growing up in a sick society. Okay, this is not a friendly, this is not a nice, this is definitely a place with a lot of destruction. Okay, it can have a tendency to harden our heart. We have to be the one to mindfully choose not to allow it to do so. And it's not easy. And when you are emotional, such as Pisces is, a lot of times the world, the bitter, hard world, can beat us up to the point where we don't want to close ourselves off emotionally, but we don't want to keep getting hurt again either. And that's where it's important to recognize, okay? Recognize those actions people show you when they have your back, and also those actions people show you when they're only in it for themselves. Recognize and just sit back sometime, Pisces, and just observe. So, Pisces, I feel like that's a good solid message coming out for you guys. You got this. And I do feel like you are actively moving through this in a positive way. Even if there has been some setbacks time and again, I feel like you are honestly moving through this in a positive direction. Even the times that you may have felt like you have fallen back, you fell back with experience and got right back up again. Okay? Trust the process here. One day, one step at a time, but having that support system through this process is going to help you even further. So Pisces, thank you for all the love and support. I hope the message was helpful for you, and I look forward to reading your cards again soon. Namaste.